Hey y'all, just want to pop on here real quick. Just pop on here. Just got done getting my brows done. That's the only thing that I won't do myself is my brows. But I'll do my hair, my nails, my feet, all of that. But my brows, I gotta come to my brow lady. But I wanted to kind of talk about spiritual, how we're moving into a more spiritual time, and we're now moving away from materialism. And I'm sure y'all feel that shift. Like, we're no longer like prioritizing the material things, and we're just moving to a more spiritual time. And what normally reminds us that there's nothing like a death in a family where it reminds you how spiritual life is. You get what I'm saying? And when a sudden death happens, it's like it reminds you that life is spiritual as fuck. Like, it is. Like, it's really spiritual, and it really shows you how far we have gotten into materialism and chasing the material and wanting this everything. We just became so material, consumers. And so we're just moving back into a time where we're moving to the more spiritual side of things. That's just where we're headed. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's why it's so important now more than ever to be in alignment spiritually. Nobody cares how many chains you got, how many bags you got, type of car you driving, how your house look. Like, all this shit that really is glorified on Instagram, like, we not, like, that don't hold no weight. None of that is going to hold any weight for where we are headed, where we are moving towards. None of that is going to hold you any weight. It's just not. And thank God, right? Because I know so many people who have those things and are still unhappy. They are still not fulfilled. It's because spiritually you're empty. Spiritually you're empty. You know, it's like spiritually you are empty. You feel what I'm saying? And so something like a death, and what really had me think about this, because when I lost my last grandmother last year, like, that just took me on a whole journey of wanting to go deeper spiritually, right? It forced me to mature spiritually. And I talked about this on my last live with Abundance Doula, but Coach Mimi. And so that was one of the things that particular death caused me to do. It caused me to mature spiritually. Like, it was no longer about whatever we thought it was about. Like, we think life is about getting the big house, nice car, having the big weddings, and all of these things, chasing the bag and having this much bags. And, we got so caught up in that we spiritually we forget what life is about. So that's why I say, like, a death will remind you, because especially if it's like a sudden death, right? That really, it opens you up, and it's like, damn, life is actually way more spiritual than what we give it credit for. So it's really a time that we must reflect and understand that life is way more spiritual than what we believe it to be. Right? Life is way more spiritual than what we believe it to be. And so we're moving into that time. And when it comes to moving to a more spiritual time, this is a time to really believe in who you are, right? The age of Aquarius. The Aquarius rules that I know. So this is a time for you to really believe in who you say you are and to show up and use your real gifts to help for the collective. You understand what I'm saying? For the collective. And you just have to show up. So, I show you how to do this. I create an entire ebook of it's a guide to how to get into spiritual alignment. Right? You can go right to my link in my bio and purchase it for $22. That's nothing. And we talk about all the different ways that you can get into alignment spiritually. We have morning rituals in there. We have the evening rituals, like all of these things, journaling with yourself, all of these things teaching you how to get into alignment spiritually. Because baby, it is now March 1st and shit gonna turn up. Everything always turn up in Aries season. Like that's just how things go. Aries season, which is my season, you feel me? But that's where we're moving. That's where we're moving to. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we're moving to a time where you have to truly be yourself. You have to truly move in integrity. And if you are not doing those things, if you lying about doing this, doing that, that will be revealed, because that's just the times we're moving into. That's just the times we're moving into. And those of us who always moved in that, always moved in integrity, always moved with our authenticity, this is our time. This is our time to shine. We've been waiting for this time. Honestly, truly. We truly have. You know, we truly have. It's like, it's really time to show what you are about and what you stand for. We're moving away from the times where your materialism is going to speak for you. Your materialism is going to say how valuable you are, and oh, she got this or he got that. Nobody gives it that. Nobody cares anymore. That no longer holds weight. What are you really about? What are your values? What are your morals? What do you really stand for? That's what people want to see. That's what people want to know. What do you really stand for? It's time to move past the surface level. Materialism is so surface level. You get what I'm saying? Like, we just, as a society, as a the collective, we just got so lost in that. And it's like, what does that mean? Now, I ain't saying you ain't gotta, want a nice bag or whatever the case may be. But I'm saying, like, that can't be, if I don't have a bag, I'm nobody. Like, that, nah. We moving away from that. So it's really the time to get into alignment spiritually. We in March 1st, baby. We in a whole new month. We wrapping up the Astro year, Pisces season. We cutting off anything that isn't for our greater good. We're releasing anything that no longer serves us. And we say that a lot. We hear that a lot, especially now. Like, we're releasing things that no longer serves us. But it's like, it's just true. You got to get rid of the old to bring in the new. Some of you are still holding on to the old and still trying to bring in the new and wondering why the new ain't coming. You wonder why the new ain't here. Why the new ain't knocked at the door. Because you haven't released the old. The old way of thinking. The old way of living. The old way of eating. Hello. Some of you ain't released that yet. But you then you wonder why your intuition is off. You wonder why the new ain't coming. Because you haven't done enough releasing. You haven't done enough releasing, baby. You gotta release. Release that relationship. Stop holding on and trying to be somebody's savior and trying to be like, oh, well, this person is going to I'm going to help this person get their stuff together. No. Then you ain't doing nothing. Oh, God, that's disgusting. But you ain't doing nothing but creating resentment. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is really the time to not force anything. We're moving to a space where we can't afford to be forcing anything. And if you have been forcing something, Spirit will remove it. You understand what I'm saying? So now's the time to get for real. Now's the time to be for real. You get what I'm saying? Now's the time to really be for real. Now's the time to really stand for something. Now's the time to really be like, okay, I'm ready for something new. I'm ready for a different results. I'm ready to really be in alignment with what it is that I deserve to have, what it is that I see for myself. Now's the time to put in that work. Now's the time to really show up and claim it. Claim it. Y'all think talking is claiming it, and it's one part of it, right? That's one part of it. But your actions matching the frequency is what's really going to bring it to you. Matching the frequency is what's really going to bring it to you. So it's good to talk it and to believe it and to think it, right? But we really got to make sure our actions is what's going to bring it, the frequency, and in embodying the vibration of someone that has X, Y, and Z, or someone that is doing X, Y, and Z. That's what it's about. So we showing up and we really trying to do what it is that we say we're going to do. And a perfect start is getting into alignment spiritually, because these practices that you start doing and you start developing is what's going to carry you through these times. We not looking for no saviors. We not waiting for, the president to do this and that. Like, come on. Y'all still operating on old timelines. That's the thing too. We got to stop operating on old timelines. A lot of us are on a whole different timeline just based off how we're moving spiritually. How we're moving spiritually is how we're operating on different times. That's how we're doing our quantum leap. You understand what I'm saying? We not in the circuits. Some of these debates that is happening is like, bro, with the collective against each other, it's like, y'all are operating on old timelines. Y'all are getting distracted by old timeline shit. We ain't on that. We not on that. Nah, we ain't on that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, come on. Pay attention and question everything. What I always say. Pay attention and question everything. You should be questioning everything. You should not take nothing at surface level. You should go deeper. You should go deeper. Because, baby, it gets deep. Some of y'all be talking about your ancestors and things of that sort, and y'all not really trying to get back to how your ancestors made it through the time that they made it through. Come on. Hello. That should sound cool. It sound cool. Like, oh, yeah, my ancestors, yeah, I'm real deep. And da-da-da. But when it comes to having these practices and things of that sort, the spiritual practices that your ancestors utilized to get through those times, y'all done forgot it. Y'all done became too materialism. Y'all done became too reliant on the external forces. Y'all have moved away from that. Don't let your traditions die with your elders. Stop letting your traditions die with your elders. Really figure out when an elder died, man, that's just so powerful. That's just so powerful. Like that it feels like, wow, a piece of the tree done left. Physically. You get what I'm saying? So you got to figure out how can you connect with your ancestors spiritually, because baby, everything is spiritual, and we start off spiritual. We start off from that. Before we come into this physical realm, we come from that spiritual life, that spiritual realm. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. That's what y'all got to understand. We are spiritual beings at our core, and we have gotten so far away from that. We have gotten so far away from that. It's insane. And a lot of stuff that are like, oh, don't do this and don't do that, they're doing. Those people, don't, come on. Like, the stuff they saying don't do, or this is witchcraft, and this is this, and oh my God, all these things, they're doing. They're doing them on ya. They're doing them right in your face. That's another thing. When you get on your spiritual journey, I'll keep it a being with y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. When you get to be on your spiritual journey, you're able to see. You're seeing from your third eye. You're able to see that a lot of stuff that they're doing, that they say don't do, or if you do this, you go to hell. If you do it, they're doing. They're doing. Right in your face. But you're not going to recognize it until you get deep into your spiritual journey. It all starts with you. It all starts with you. I hate seeing people walk in the cold, child. I be wanting to be like, you need a ride? I don't like that. But you get what I'm saying? Like, you have to question everything. And things are going to be revealed. Things are being revealed. Things are currently being revealed. Believe what you see. Let these times that we're in empower you. Let them empower you. You can do it. You chose this timeline to be on. Again, everything's spiritual. We ain't just dropped right here and said, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like, you chose this map. You chose this time. You chose this mission. And so because we chose this mission, that simply means that we have everything we need. You just got to tap into it. Start with astrology. Learn your astrology chart. Your astrology chart so spiritual. Like, once you really tap in, you see a whole nother level of your astrology chart. You see yourself in a whole different light. Stuff people telling you not to partake in or do is because it's benefiting them that you do not know. It's benefiting them that you do not know who you are. It's benefiting them that you do not know who you are. So anybody telling you don't do this, don't look into astrology, it's the devil. Don't go and don't do these spiritual practices. Don't get into that. Don't tap into that. It's because they don't want to know who you are. They don't want you to know who you are. But because they know who you are. They for sure know who you are. They don't want you to know who you are. You understand what I'm saying? They don't want you to know who you are. You know how many people benefit from you not knowing who you are? Think about that. All y'all, all the people pleasers, like, come on. People that don't have boundaries, come on. Like, do you not know how many people actually benefit from you not knowing who you are? For you playing small. Do you know how many people benefit from that? You being like, oh, I don't want to show up. I don't want to show people that I really know how to do this. And I really am interested in this. And I really know how to heal in this way. So many people are benefiting from you playing small. But imagine how many more can benefit from you walking in your power, walking in your purpose. Like, y'all gotta question everything. Like, we're the new adults now. All that mommy, daddy, all that, oh my God, I'm gonna disappoint my parents. Come on, man. That's old timeline stuff. Like, we the new adults. It's time to really see things for what it is. It's time to be like, yeah, this is what I do. This is my spiritual practices. If it don't resonate with you, that's cool. And maybe it's not meant for you to resonate for you, or maybe you're just not there yet. Maybe you're just not there yet. That's cool too. This is why we don't force anybody to, oh, you need to get into this. No, because this journey will call upon you when you are ready. What they say, what's that saying? Like, they be like, when you're a student, the teacher appear, or something like that. Something like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm never in the convincing. I'm never going to be like forcing things on anybody, because you never know what's too much for you. Everybody's not meant to walk the same path. Everybody's not meant to walk the same path. You get what I'm saying? They're just not. But this is why you have to be authentically you. Pay attention to the things that lights up your spirit. Pay attention to things that you are curious about. Follow that. That is your spirit trying to tell you something. And just because you are uncomfortable, that is not always an indicator that you ain't supposed to be doing what you're supposed to be doing. It's really an indicator of your nervous system it's really an indicator that your nervous system is expanding. You're expanding out of your comfort zone. That's what that really means. You're expanding out of your comfort zone. You understand what I'm saying? That's what that means. So it's not necessarily like, oh, well, must be something telling me that I ain't supposed to be doing it. No. When I first got into Tarot Oracle, I was so like, I was excited, but then part of me was like, okay, what this mean? And that's another thing too. You got it. Even sometimes we get so caught up in so I like this, so what does this mean? We want all the answers. And sometimes you just got to trust spirit, have faith, and keep moving. This is when you literally have to follow your spirit. You literally have to follow your spirit. Your spirit will guide you. Okay, I'm curious about this. Let me look into that. Then you get into it and you're like, wow, this is what I was always supposed to be doing. Like, and then when you do that, you learn to trust that feeling. You learn to trust that feeling. You learn to trust that feeling. You learn to be like, oh, okay, I know this is my spirit trying to tell me something. You get what I'm saying? Okay, this is my spirit telling me to move like this, or whatever the case may be. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to be able to... Are you going? Okay. You have to be able to pay attention to that. You gotta follow your inner compass. Your spirit remembers. See, when we crossed over here, we forgot. We forgot the mission. Our spirit never forgotten, baby. Our spirit never forgot. So because our spirit never forgot, guess what? That's why you have to learn to follow your spirit. That's why you have to learn to pay attention to those cues that your spirit gives you. The things I do on my spiritual journey and my spiritual practices, these are things I was always curious about. I was always interested in. I was always interested in. It wasn't until the loss of my last grandmother, that I realized this life is real. Life is real spiritual. It's time to get back to the spiritual side of things. We didn't conquer the material side. We didn't do that. We got that. That's in the bag. Now it's time to let's go ahead and get to the spiritual side of things. Times are now switching. Times are now switching. It has switched. Now it's time for us to get to the spiritual side of things. So you have to be on your spiritual practices, because the times we're in, y'all got to remember, we chose these times. Therefore, we have everything we need. We have everything we need. There's nothing that we have. It's nothing that we don't have. It's nothing that we need that we don't have. You just got to look around you. You just got to look around you. Okay? You just got to look around you. So that's what I had to share this rising. That was on my mind. Spiritual versus materialism. It's time to move away from the materialism and things. People really it's time to figure out who is it that you really are. What is it that you stand for? You get what I'm saying? Like, because people need you. People need your unique gifts. It's a blessing to be able to still be here. It's a blessing to even be able to have this human experience. It's so many people in line waiting for their chance to have a human experience. Come on, like, what we doing with it? Can you imagine that we chose this time, right? We chose this time. Imagine you choosing this time and saying, this is the mission that I'm going to complete. This is me being in alignment with God's plan. This is the mission. And then you come down here and actually do what it is that you're supposed to do, that you are actually called to do. Do you see how easy that is going to come? Do you see how easy? Do you see how easy that is going to come for you? So you have to think about that and say, okay, I chose this time. That means I have everything I need. So let me get into alignment spiritually. Let me get into that. You understand what I'm saying? And when you get into that, that's when you will really start to grow. That's when you will really start to see life for what it is. And you will see life from your third eye. You get what I'm saying? You will see life from your third eye. Life is deep, but life is also a blessing, man. It's also a blessing when you are in alignment spiritually. You will see all the different signs. You can even ask your spirit a question of like, Spirit, reveal this to me. Spirit, I need help in this. Spirit, I came across this video by this lady and I didn't catch her name. Reveal her name to me. Show. And the next thing you know, I'll open up a whole different app and boom. Like, life is really magical when you allow it to be. Life is really spiritual when you allow it to be. Like, come on. Let's get into spiritual alignment, y'all. So, if you need help with that, go ahead and purchase my spiritual alignment, how to get into spiritual alignment ebook. Click the link in my bio. $22. That's nothing. And it's a very beautiful ebook. I really love the art. I really screamed when I made it because, baby, I did that. It's very, very beautiful to me. Okay? So check that out. I also offer readings. Okay? Let's go ahead and get into alignment with each other because we're here to help each other. We're here to grow with each other. Life's a beautiful thing, especially when it's done in community. Like, let's get to it. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and get an altar real quick and go grab my thing I need. But let's get into it, y'all. Okay? We were born for these times. It's March, baby. The energy, the astrology from March is a little rocky. But another thing, too, I don't think that it's a little rocky. I think we have a lot of planets that's going to be in Aries. And not everybody can handle Aries energy. You know, Aries is very misunderstood, the spiritual warrior. Aries is very misunderstood, and not everybody can handle Aries energy. But as an Aries myself, baby, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. You understand what I'm saying? We're going to have Mercury in Aries this month. So my Mercury is also in Aries. So you also going to be thinking like an Aries. So that's a blessing. You feel me? Like, very pioneering, very, very leader, very on the spot ideas, like fast-paced ideas. Like, that's why I say Aries energy, you got to know how to combat Aries energy, because Aries energy can be very impulsive. Aries energy can be like, all right, let's go do it. Let's go knock this out. And you have to ground yourself. right? Because you'll go nowhere fast. Okay? So you gotta ground yourself. So don't let the energy that people are speaking of March scare you. Understand you was made for these times, and you have the spiritual tools to maneuver through these times. Okay, baby? But let me go ahead and get in here. My husband calling me. I love y'all. We good. If you need help with anything, go ahead and hit that link in bio. I offer readings, and go ahead and grab your spiritual alignment ebook. Okay, and I'll see y'all in my next live. Make sure you also go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube, because I normally go live on there, but I've been feeling called to go live on Instagram more. So here we are. And yeah, peace out, y'all. Bye.